Hello, I'm Matt, and this is my LDT Pecha Kucha presentation about what I've done on LDT 550. So this is my learning pathway. You'll see right off the bat there are 8 weeks of custom modules. I really wanted to focus on things that weren't into the program, but that I still appreciated and enjoyed. Also, you see Photoshop in here. Almost half of this presentation is on stuff I've done in Photoshop because I really liked it. I'm going to show it off. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is YouTube captioning. So here we go. This is sort of captioning that I've done for certain YouTube videos. Basically, you can upload your scripts or actually use the YouTube interface to write captions out for your videos. And the reason this is interesting is because, one, it obviously helps the hard of hearing community get your videos and makes it more accessible, but also prioritizes the video in the YouTube search algorithm. So now we'll be looking at the screen capture software I've used. So this is the same software I'm using to record my voice now and record this PowerPoint for YouTube. Basically, you're seeing me just thumb through Microsoft Excel using a program called Open Broadcast Software. And it's really cool. I spent some time getting to learn how to use it. And if I wanted to, I could also put my face and images here. So I enjoyed doing that. Now, this is a podcast I did with my friend. So you can even hear it a little bit right there. So I'll, of course, play that when I'm doing this actual presentation. But the idea is that we each just recorded something with a mic in GarageBand and went for it.
Hi everybody, I'm Will Ferguson. This is our first take at a podcast. So,
Yeah. Now this was the beginning of some of the video effects work I did. This is a ghost I created in After Effects. Basically, I had a girl in front of a green screen backdrop, and I took the green screen out of her, made her kind of transparent, made her kind of glowy, and made her just applied effects to make her spooky, and I made her look like a ghost. I really enjoyed this. And it was a video, but I took a screenshot of it. So this is a video of masking. So take a look at the hand here on the right now. Okay, watch. Right? How did I do that? Basically, I spent a decent amount of time in Final Cut Pro learning how to create masking effects like that. So I'm going to show you exactly right now what that looks like. So this is the image I started with, and I wanted to get to this, right? So first, masking, you just draw a little bit around a tiny portion of the area, and it saves just that. So I duplicated this layer and cut out that. Then I duplicated the layer again and cut out that. Then I duplicated the layer last time and cut out that. So now, with all these pieces together, I was ready to make the actual piece. And so it's the next slide now. You can't tell because it looks the same. But I took the piece in the top left, put it in the middle, and then put it over top of the middle, and that's what I got. And then I took the piece in the top middle, put it over the middle, and put it over, and got that. And then by finally taking the piece in the top right and putting it over that piece in the bottom middle, I got what's in the bottom right. Okay, now this is the beginning of Photoshop for me. And I used masking here too. So basically, I put my hand in there, and then I sort of traced the hand with Photoshop, and I made it see-through, and I also changed the color of it. So I made it look kind of ghostly. Now, here's something else I did in Photoshop. This is an image of me when I was a freshman with 3 other people on my project team, and I worked on eliminating images and objects. And so you can see here that I took the girl out, I took the logo on both of the guys' shirts out, and I took the chalk off the chalkboard. That was really cool, and I liked learning how to do that. And okay, one of the other things I did was I took these 2 images on the left, I took myself and that piece of chalk, and I made this logo, which I used for my YouTube channel. Now you can see that my shirt's a different color, so I recolored it, and the chalk, I'm in front of the top piece of chalk, but behind the middle, and the top one's in front of the middle. So I sort of layered it to be sort of mathematically impossible with just one. This is the other part I did for my YouTube channel through Photoshop. My voice is going away, wow. I made it on the bottom, that image that has conjecture, noun, it's all just text, and I imported a chalkboard background, and I just made it like that. And so you can see that chalkboard background and my profile picture in the top left. And so that exists currently at the top of my YouTube page. This is another image I photoshopped. The next many images are actually going to be from one video game I really like. And so basically I wanted to take the logo out like I did with the girl. So now I photoshopped that out. But then I thought I could probably apply an interesting custom art style to this. So I did that. This is called a cutout filter, and I'll talk more about this on the next slide, but basically I was able to just apply a couple filters and get it to look like that. So here's another example of that cutout filter. This is a character from the game. The image on the left was the original. I applied the cutout filter and then added the background and got what I have on the right. The cutout filter, you can adjust things like the amount of colors you want to exist, the edge fidelity, which is how prominent they are, and then sort of an edge simplicity, which is sort of how many edges there are. So this is an image from the game too, but I wanted to make it look more like a poster, so I applied some of these filters, and I did this. And I think that looks more like a poster, right? Telling a tale from the days of old. So I liked doing this type of effect to this piece of art. And you'll see in the other works. So here I had this image, and I liked it, but I thought part of the background was a little difficult to see. I wanted to fix it up, spice it up with a filter, and so I applied this. There's kind of that middle highlighted section, and you can see sort of it changed his body color a little on the right, which I guess was a tiny bit undesirable, but it got the background really highlighted. This is a thumbnail I was making for a YouTube video, and so I wanted these two things side by side, but I wanted to make them stand out more and have the car not be crooked. So I turned it and I made this. I made the smoke darker on these, the grass more saturated, the car more saturated, more contrast, and because I turned it, I also had to fill in the top right of the image because there was nothing there originally, but now it looks like it was part of the original. And there's that line in the middle separating the two so you know what's going on. One of the last things I did was coding, and so I'm learning a lot through Code Academy, but I'm not done yet. Still got to do some stuff for my final project, so I'll be submitting that in the coming week. But this is some code I wrote for a photo album depicting, of course, those characters I was just talking about, and it was very cool. Obviously this is very, very simple, but it was just very, very cool to me that you can do something like this. Create a photo album of almost whatever you want, and yeah. One of the other things I saw was that with coding, so I found this image in the top where you can't save it as a picture, you can only click Save As for some reason, but I went down to Inspect, and it opens up the source code for the page. Then I actually found the URL through the source code, and then opened it and was able to click Save Image As, and I was able to pull that image, even though the website kind of didn't want me to. So that was pretty much my presentation. Again, to summarize, a lot of creative stuff, so YouTube editing, a lot of Photoshop, and things of that nature. When I'm presenting the link to my YouTube presentation, will also be up here. But for now, I had a lot of fun and learning all these technologies and the course, and I'm grateful for it. So thanks everyone. This was my Pecha Kucha LDT 550 presentation. Hopefully my voice is back in time for class. Bye.